What's up, guys? Welcome to kind of late spoiler video. We were waiting at certain points, things got out of hand. But anyways, we have a lot of stuff to look at. Go through as quickly as possible, but there's quite a few. Some of them aren't done being spoiled, even though like 3 days from like set release. They keep getting spoiled every day, and we've already seen leaks online of what the rest of it is, because there's been people who went to pre-releases and opened the packs and just took pictures of the cards. So we've already seen it all. But for this video, we're just going to go through what is on the official Facebook page that's been shared. So I'll go and start it off here with Scheherazad's Heroic Epic. Oh, also, we went through the rulers on a podcast before that, so we're just not going to go through the rulers again here. But Scheherazad's Heroic Epic, it's a 3-cost, a blue, a red, and a void mage art. Choose a card from your stranger deck at random and put it into the field.
So this one's insane.
I did not realize it went straight to the field.
This card's absolutely bonkers.
Okay. Let me say I completely agree with you, Colin. But Reflect Refrain doesn't have any other way to like play strangers besides this. So, with being said.
But the other ones don't either. They just randomly draw them. They don't put them into the field outside of Judgment Team.
All right, but Reflect Refrain can't draw strangers. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying I would much rather delete that ability off of my ruler and just have cards that do this.
Yeah, as
far as power levels. It's a 1-cost, put an OP card straight into the field.
We're already starting. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, keep that in mind that Reflect Refrain has no other way to put in to get strangers, has access to strangers at all. So like, he has to have they have to have some way to like be able to even play their stranger deck.
Sorry for that weird audio, guys. I think my internet was being kind of wonky there, but
it was on my end too. Maybe even Joey's internet.
Okay, it's probably Joey.
On my end.
We got the idea of what you're saying.
No, this card. This card can go in other decks beside Reflect Refrain, so I don't think that argument works too well. If this says, if this was like a 5-cost and it's like pay 2 less if your ruler's Reflect Refrain, that would be, then it's like, okay, they're using this to substitute Reflect Refrain's ability.
Well, yeah.
But anyways, this card is bonkers strong.
I don't think it's that strong, but
it's insane. Joey,
I think it's on the
1-cost God Resonators. That's insane. There's no other way around that.
I'd say insane, but not broken.
Well, yeah, in the current climate of the game, not broken, but in any other point in time of the game, yes, it's broken. But
yeah, that's fair.
Who read this card?
I read. Where's Joey up next? Change the Heart.
Okay.
Joey.
Change the Heart. It is a Regalia, 1 red and 1 blue will. Mythic, rest, produce 2 wills in any combination of whatever. Spend soul only to play mage arts. Produce whatever. If you have passion or calmness, you may invert your ruler. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and it that second ability, I didn't realize just straight up produces will that you can use to play any card.
Yeah.
That's also...
It's 1, but
I don't know that either. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really strong.
Well, especially because when you play Change of Heart, you get no. Hold on. How does Reflect Refrain work now?
Is he roboting for you, Oscar?
What?
Is Joey roboting for you?
Yeah, he's roboting.
Okay.
Am I?
Yeah, Joey paused talking for a bit because.
While we wait for his internet to smooth out, I can read Reflect Refrain here. I only see the one side, but the Reflect side ruler is so as the first turn starts, you may invert this card as you gain passion. As whenever a fire regalia enters the field under your control, choose 1. If it's a Change the Heart, choose up to 2 instead. You can either produce red, or this card deals 600 damage to target player or Jade/Resonator, or destroy target damage resonator.
Yeah.
So
did you have Steam open or something, Joey?
Well, yeah. I was just saying that Reflect already produces like red mana, so with Change of Heart, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So hold on, think about this, Colin. Now this is gonna make you even more pissed. That makes Scheherazad's Heroic Epic pretty much free, right?
Mhm.
because once you drop Change a Heart, you get to produce.
Oh, yeah.
play
When you first play it.
And then once you play the Mage Art, you produce that red will. So as soon as you play Change a Heart, you get a free Stranger.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy.
Next up, we have Between Passion and Calmness. It's a 5-cost chant Mage Art with Quick Cast. If you have Passion, you may pay 2 blue less to play this card and choose one. Remove target Resonator from the game, or Resonators you control gain +6 attack until end of turn. If you have Calmness, you may pay 2 red less to play this card and choose one. Put target non-Magic Stone, non-J Resonator entity on the bottom of its owner's deck, or draw a card.
So inside the Reflect Refrain deck, this is always 2 cost less, no matter what.
Yeah. So this is always a 3 cost.
The cost reduction makes like 0 sense.
Mhm.
Like looking at it, because you're never not gonna have red or blue. So like the cost, I mean, unless you're like a 4-color deck or something, then I could see it making a little sense. But it's the weirdest. It's the weirdest, like, because they all play off. Like if you have Passion, reduce the cost. If you have Calmness, reduce the cost. It's like cost.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to do flavor, but it just kind of comes out as a wash of like, it's kind of irrelevant as far as cost goes.
As far as color, yeah.
But this is all right.
It's I mean, it's like basically like a 1-cost remove anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Both
or a 1-cost like cycle down a Regalia on your opponent's field or something like that.
Pretty good, actually.
Oscar.
All right. Next up is Wings of the Archangel. It's a 2-cost Regalia, Mythic. Your J-Ruler gains flying. You can rest it and produce 2 rolls, any combination of white or green. Spin this will to play God's Art abilities, Swords Art, or Angels.
It's interesting. You can use it to play Angels. That's kind of cool. I like that the art style of this is very similar to the art style used for what's his face?
For Bo?
Huh?
Oh, for Arla?
Yeah.
Actually, pretty cool.
But no, that's pretty cool. This will be great in Wander as well for anyone who runs Angel stuff.
It's true.
Joey?
He runs Angels. Awakening of the Weak Lord. It's a quick cast, green-white chant sword art. Choose one. Recover up to 2 J Resonators with flying, or look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Put a non-chant card with total cost 2 or less from among them into the field. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in a random order. Or choose a card from your Stranger deck at random and remove from the game. You gain life equal to its attack. Yes,
I like it, yeah. Like to play it for free, essentially, and do that last bit. It's really good. As Arla, you want a lot of the strangers in your area.
Yeah, I like the first one more. Like I like being able to like swing and then swing in again.
I like
makes it like really pretty hard.
The second one, though, of being able to potentially filter into your Regalia and just set it into the field.
And you put it on the field, you're right.
And you could do that like on your opponent's turn in response to something, so it's like having a quick cast Regalia.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good
There's some solid options, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Charlotte, the Sleeping Girl in the Castle. It's a 2-cost 0,000 little girl with Barrier. Cards named Faria you control gain Barrier and 10/10. Cards named Lars, Knight of the Sacred Spirit you control gain Eternal. As long as your J-Ruler is Faria, it gains... God, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! It gains whenever a card named Excalibur enters the field under your control, choose 2. Choose a card from your Stranger deck at random and put it into the field, or remove target non-Magic Stone, non-J-Ruler entity from the game, or draw 2 cards. This card's pretty good.
That is actually pretty good in the Faria deck. Like, the fact that it's so generic to cards named Faria. Like, I know it's the ruler, but...
Yeah, well, and also, ignoring all the abilities and stuff, this is 2-cost, 10 defense with Barrier. That's already, like, a solid just card. And they're like, and also makes your Faria a god.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't run Lars, it does stuff too.
Her third effect only works when you have Faria activated, right?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. It says.
Like, it's not like you can play her and then play your Regalia if she's if she's on
Yeah,
her
it's adding a Regalia to the front side, but on the front side she now has barrier and more a bunch of attack and defense, so she's gonna be there for a while probably. But yeah, that's pretty insane. Oscar?
Yeah, we have Resistance of the Occult Protective Deities, the 2-cost red white mage art. Quick cast. If this card was played with will produced from Caduceus, put it into its owner's hand as it resolves. You choose one, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put a card from among them into your hand, and remove the rest from the game, or put a 12 protective deities from your hand into the field.
That's really good, right?
Yeah.
That seems good, especially because you get to recycle it.
When it's quick
Yeah.
cast, so you can do it in response to stuff like to throw down a defender.
You can also, because it's 12 protective deities, which ones do we have so far? I'm just trying to look like what you can take advantage of with it.
Ouroboros.
Isn't
Oh, yeah, that's true. Wow.
Isn't Athenia protective deity?
I'm looking.
You guys got. I can't look it up. You guys can do it.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. We have Izanami.
Izanami, that's what I was thinking.
Ouroboros,
Oh wait,
Athena.
Athena is a protective deity too.
Yeah, I think major value though is definitely on Ouroboros. Turn 2, dropping him in, just set my opponent's life at half already. It's pretty crazy.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there probably is some insane stuff that can happen.
Mhm.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I have my Lyric deck still built. I'm liking where this is going so far with
That
him.
seems pretty. That seems like a really good addition
Mhm.
to the thing. Is it mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the last secret sword. Red, black, chant sword art. You may banish all but one entity you control and discard your hand rather than pay this card's cost. This card deals 1,000 damage to your opponent.
Why would you ever? Well, I guess that first ability, if you have only one entity and this is like your only card in your hand, then that ability works. But other than that, it's a sword art, so it's only costs 1. So there's no reason not to just pay its cost.
No. The whole point is that you can slam a bunch of these, right?
Yeah, I
Because,
guess once you get if you have a no, wait, no, you
Because
can't.
you don't have to banish anything and discard your hand rather than pay the card. Is that if I don't have any cards in my hand or stuff on the field, can I use
I literally
these?
just said that. I said that's the only situation I could see where that's super good. Outside of that, just pay the 1 will. I literally just said that.
Because this is like a final 1,000 damage to your opponent's face. This is the
No,
finisher.
you just run a playset of these and just deal 4,000 to your opponent for a grand total of 3 will.
That doesn't make any sense. That's not true at all.
What? Yeah, it is. You cost 1 to
it's
play
not.
this. You play 3 of them, and the 4th one you just play it for free.
That's not fun to play this. You're insane.
It's a sword art.
Yeah, so you have 3 regalias out?
No, you
How
don't
do
play
you
them all
play-
at once. Are you dumb? I'm just saying have a play set of. You'd have to have the luckiest luck in the world to have 4 in your hand. I'm just saying, over the course of the game, you could play 4 of these, and you would deal 4. You would spend a grand total of 3 will to kill your opponent over the course of the game.
Yeah.
All you would just do is just play defensive and just wait to pull this card. Essentially, I'm just saying this card's super strong. This card deals 1,000 damage for 1. That's insane.
I agree.
And potentially 0.
And it doesn't target either.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Target. So glad they keep printing so many things that give you as a person barrier for I think 1 card that's ever existed in the game that targets your opponent.
I have a question. Didn't Melgus have a one turn kill or something already?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
I think he does. So having this in here would make that a lot easier. But anyways,
So next up will be the 3 special magic stones, but we'll kind of skip over those. But just know that after these come out, we're only missing one. That's the black-white stone.
Huh. That's interesting.
Okay.
We're just gonna kind of gloss over.
Who's
Yeah.
next up?
Right there.
It's Colin. For
That's me. We got Apollon, the god of light. It's a 4-cost, 14/17
Oh yeah.
stranger deity with pierce. If a damage would be dealt to you, it's dealt to this card instead. When this card is put into a graveyard from the field, remove it from the game. If you do, your life becomes 4,000.
See, look, Colin, this is how you stop that 1,000 damage.
By randomly pulling a stranger and hoping it dies so you can remove it from game to put you back at 4,000. And then hoping your opponent doesn't play an Ouroboros to put you back. That's the other thing. You could cheat an Ouroboros and then just play 2 of that card to do a 2,000 to your opponent.
Yeah.
You're crazy. That's way too color intensive. Do you guys think this card's good?
Yeah, this is a great card.
Yeah, it's a pretty good card.
This is super good. Yeah. Oscar?
I don't think it's that good.
No, it's crazy good. Oscar?
I think it's really good. Next one up is Ares, the Knight God Emperor. It's a 2-cost, white, 10/6 deity, stranger, with precision and eternal.
Nice little vanilla
Yeah,
stranger.
pretty good eternal. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
2-cost, 10.
Yeah, but the way the game is going, because remember we said at some point we're gonna start like being able just to play the strangers from the deck into the field and stuff like that, and so now in this third set they're doing that. So now it's more. Okay, Joey's screen froze on him like on a surprise, like a face, and that was really funny.
Yeah.
But
I think it's good because like having run Lenneth, like I needed better red-white stranger cards to put into the stranger deck, and this is definitely better than some of the ones we've had in the past for some of the things you might want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's
yeah, but I think there's
not everybody can just do the play to the field part depending on who you're running. Like if I go Lenneth, I really don't have those options yet.
My point is, no, I think you do after this set. You have enough options that are better than this, is all I'm saying.
For stranger deck?
Yeah, then a 10/6 with Eternal. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Next one up.
Sorry, guys,
Joey,
can you hear me?
do you have
No.
Steam open or something?
No, I don't. I don't know why.
Okay.
I was actually going onto my phone because I was trying to get off Chrome on my other monitor.
Okay.
Okay, I can do this one. Sacred Beast of Artemis, 1,000 Resonator Beast. You may pay 1 void less to play this card for each different name among all stranger resonators in your removed area. This card gains all attributes, races, activate abilities, and keyword abilities of stranger resonators in your removed area.
So I don't know how the playstyle is going to work for this type of deck. So this could be really good. I just don't know what
I think it is.
the removed
Yeah.
stranger
it's
removed
really
deck is.
good.
Can you put Barrier and Eternal on this guy?
I'll look it up. See.
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean, he's super good, but I'm curious, like the consistency of it, of like it being good and all that.
I don't even
But,
need it to be that consistent. Like you have the Eternal from that guy. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
Arlo Resonators all have really good keywords. So,
We're gonna see it soon. There's a new green-white stranger that has barrier and quick cast.
dude, giving this guy Barrier and Eternal is like the holy grail of defensiveness.
Yeah,
yeah.
It'd be kind of broken.
definitely has the ability for it. And we just saw the card earlier that was a 2-cost. Remove a card from game already. Gain that much life, so you're like benefiting even more now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pay 2, drop this in 10/10 with like 3 different keyword abilities that make it like insane. This could have flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flying, swiftness, barrier, eternal.
Pierce.
Drain.
I don't know.
But
Okay.
yeah.
I think he's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, definitely. Next we have Excel, the White Gale Eagle. It's a 1-cost 1/1 beast with flying. Each turn you may play your first Excel's Reconnaissance without paying its cost. Enter. Choose a card from your stranger deck at random and remove it from the game. Then put 3 1/1 counters on this card for each stranger resonator in your removed area. Whenever this card attacks, it may deal X damage to target resonator, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on this card. So this card potentially could be bonkers.
I had forgotten how fast Arla was going to end up being. You guys the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's creepy. I assume 2 or 3 stranger cards removed already. It's a 4/4. It's pinging something else for 4.
You can one if it's a 4/4 flying. Then whenever he attacks, he pings something for 300. That's insane. And then
Put 3 + 1 + 1. Okay.
Yeah. If you have 5 strangers, you just put 15 counters on it, and it pings something for 15 each time it attacks.
Yeah.
No. Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
Yep, I am right.
Right,
next, Oscar.
This one I'm excited about. I've already seen this one. It's pretty cool. So we have a 1-cost red Gatekeeper of Illusionary. It's a 0/700 Angel quick cast. You may treat light and fire resonators in your hand as goddesses. This card gains +100 attack for each card in your removed area. Enter, you may remove any number of cards in your hand from the game and draw that many cards. This is actually really good. As somebody who's run Lilith, and this is something that's automatically going to go in there, it's there's times where it's man, I got some junk in my hands, don't need it, or something like that. So drop this, discard it all, draw fresh new 3 or 4, whatever cards I have.
Yeah, the cycling, that enter effect is actually crazy strong on her because you're running a deck that it lets you put stuff into your removed area, lets you specifically set it up, but also hand cycling. We haven't really had since World Tree Summoning, and hand cycling is really, really good. Being able to get rid of cards and draw that many.
World Tree Summoning kind of not a lot of people do.
It was a great card.
It was a great card, but I don't know. I never really saw it played.
Well, because this is just a 1-cost. Get that done. Body on the field is what we're looking at.
I literally said the only other time we've seen it is World Tree Summoning, and Joey's like, but it wasn't good. I was like, okay, I literally made no conclusions on its playability, but okay.
Yeah, and this also gets crazier, because it helps fuel all the keepers, because they all need 9, 10 cards from game. You can make that happen so much faster now.
This isn't including its passive ability that makes everything goddesses. That's light and fire in your hand, which is insane for some abilities.
You guys are missing the whole point of this card, which is it's going to be a 9/7 on turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was going to get to that point, but I haven't gotten there yet. It's this, if the Lilith's deck is online and the keepers are doing their things, this is just it's a 10/7. Ready to start attacking.
Well, you just
do at the end of somebody's turn.
You just drop this in turn 1 and just dump your entire hand and draw a new hand, and so it's automatically Yeah. No, this is going to be pretty crazy.
I'm really excited to update Lilith now once we start getting these cards. That's actually really cool. And some normal cards, you 2 or 3 boxes, you already have a full playset of this.
Maybe, yeah. Who just read this one? Oscar.
I read this one. Joey's next.
A Wounded Black Dragon.
Red black 10/10 dragon with flying.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you're cutting out. When this card is dealt damage, banish it. When this card is put into a graveyard from the field, put target sword art from your graveyard into your hand.
That's decent. Yeah, actually, this is pretty good. I didn't see it was only 2 cost. So for 2 costs, that's pretty good. And especially being able to cycle a sword art, say a sword art that deals 1,000 damage to your opponent, and just cycle that back into your hand and play it again.
2 cost flying 10/10 is insane already. Drop it down, swing in. It's only when it's dealt damage does it go to the graveyard, and then you're benefiting off of it. That is a really good card.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just to clarify, because Colin got all mad when I asked this, but the card that we were talking about that deals 1,000 damage, is it a cost where you have to banish all cards on the field and discard your hand to play it?
Yeah, that's the cost.
Okay, So you can't play it multiple times in one turn.
No, and that's not what he was saying either.
I don't know. He was.
I clarified so much. That it's just over the course of the game.
But this could get that back, is what you're trying to get at?
Yeah. Just like this, like you could for its cost and then get it back, but you can you definitely be able to like get it back and do stuff.
You could drop this in too, right? Is there a card where it's like put a 3 cost or less into the field and do something else or something like that? The Melgus already had.
Flame Dragon Awakening or
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's that great though.
I think this is great.
Just looking at options.
And, next up we have Foresia, the Virtuous Vampire. It's a 2-cost 6/6 5 heroes / vampire with flying and barrier. Discard a wind card. Target Resonator gains 4/4 till end of turn. Discard a darkness card. Target Resonator gets -4/-4 till end of turn. Discard a wind / darkness card. Target Resonator gains +4/+4, and another one gains -4/-4. If you control 5 heroes not named this card, you may pay 1 green or 1 darkness less to play this card. So this card I think is really, really good. Because it's just a 2-cost with flying barrier that allows you to, at any point in time, just discard a dual color card to buff stuff and minus stuff and just peen stuff off, which putting stuff in your graveyard could potentially do stuff as well if you're running a darkness deck as well. Yeah, I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Oscar.
We have Frigg, the Goddess of Abundance, Stranger. 3 costs is 2 green and a void, 10/10. Goddess. Automatic abilities of Goddess Resonators you control trigger an additional time. Enter, recover a magic stone you control. So off of her alone, she enters and recovers 2 stones, right?
Yeah.
With her own abilities and trigger on herself.
Yeah, and with the other one that makes everything in your hand a goddess, you can get some pretty crazy stuff. And just the goddesses that exist already, like entering and removing cards to deal X damage to a resonator and being able to trigger that twice and stuff like that.
Having the card that treats stuff in your hand as goddesses wouldn't matter because you would play them and then they would not be goddesses.
Oh yeah, that's fine. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good card. Just there's people who can play strangers already, right? Without even by playing with their Regalia, right? Am I wrong? Tap Regalia, play stranger, or am I wrong? You guys know.
What are you saying?
Is there how do Regalia work? The original ones, wasn't it like you could play strangers with them?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to ask. Was that question?
Okay.
You guys were so confused.
It was not a very. It was a pretty you should know that all the Regalia are able to play strangers except for these ones. So you're just I don't know.
Yeah.
I was checking.
Joey, next up.
Shirin, the King of Supremacy, 3 red, 1,000 warrior stranger. Swiftness, if your opponent was dealt damage this turn, you may pay 2 red less to play this card.
That's kind of interesting if you're running an aggro deck. It's just a needle card to maybe come across.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's really great in Melgus or I don't think Reflected Frame cares about him, but it's pretty much just Melgus. Because Melgus, you can play the Regalia, draw him, and then you can make the 700 0 Swiftness guy who attacks in and maybe hits them, and then you can play this guy for 1, or you can do some other tricky shenanigans to try and get him in for cheap.
Yeah, hitting your opponent for 1,000 maybe.
No, because then you discard this card. So.
No, you don't have. You could pay 1 to play the card. You don't have to do that first ability. It's optional, Joey. I don't know why you're so stuck on that one. Just pretend that ability doesn't exist until you play the 4th version of that card. Then you could do that. Yeah, no, I think it's a solid aggro card. Next up, we have Macaw Gates Sejuro. It's a 4-cost 12/12 vampire with flying and precision. Whenever a resonator dealt damage by this card this turn is put into a graveyard, put it into the field under your control. It gains darkness in addition to its other attributes and vampire in addition to its other races. Remove a stranger resonator in your graveyard from the game. This card gains eternal until end of turn. Enter. You may pay any amount of life. This card deals that much damage to target resonator your opponent controls. Oh, this isn't a stranger. This is just a regular card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this guy is that great, but
Yeah.
I think he's really good.
I think with a lot of the other things we see that are so much faster, it just doesn't seem as good compared to them.
Well, no, I disagree. Because you get to just plop him into the field and just instantly grab a resonator under your control, and then he also helps with feeling your removed area of strangers for your other cards as well. If you're running that type of deck, like I think that he could. I think he's pretty solid.
I think for 4, it's just not doing it for me. Is what it is.
Yeah. The 4 isn't doing it either. Like, I like the whole capture graveyard mechanic. I just don't. I kind of like the eternal mechanic. It's just, it seems weird that you're trying to fuel your graveyard with all these strangers with Wizard, and then it's like, oh, let me just remove it from the game.
Yeah. Oscar?
Yep, next one up is Red Illusionary Hero. 2 red and a void, so 3 costs, 800 illusion with swiftness. If you have passion, you may pay 1 void less to play this card. If you control blue Illusionary Hero, you may pay 1 red less to play this card. Enter. If you have passion, target resonator gains first strike and plus 400 attack. Until end of turn, invert your ruler.
So this is pretty much essentially, or potentially a 1-cost 8/8, or 1-cost 12/8 with swiftness and first strike.
Yeah, the way you like switch over like between passion and compass is really weird, because like I don't know if I've seen Blue Illusionary Hero or if you guys have seen him, but like I assume you have to have calmness to play that guy. So there's this weird, like disconnect where like it's difficult to like switch your back and forth in order to play blue first and then red and then
Yeah.
Well, it's just one or the other.
Both in hand is what you're looking at to get benefits out of it.
Well, it's kind of like what they do with Dark Elves. We had the Dark Elves that, hey, it's less if you have this, but this one's condition only works if this one isn't already on the field. So, like, you can't, like, go tunk, 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 tunk. It's like one or the other. So I think it's just that meeting. You can't have both at once type of deal. Or both maximum abilities at once.
Yeah, I think one will be 2, one will be 1 is what you're always looking at.
So you guys are saying Blue Illusionary Hero is going to be the same cost?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm pretty sure I saw that one. That's pretty much how this works. Like a lot of these Reflector Fang cards we're looking at, we're going to see one of them, and there's another one that just works identical, but like kind of like a mirror opposite with the calmness.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Next up, Joey.
Lawyer the Twilight Witch. She's a stranger, 2 black, 400, witch. Enter, remove target resonator from the game. This card gains +X+Y and all abilities of the resonator removed by this card, where X is the attack and Y is the defense of that resonator.
This is a really good card.
It is really good. 2 cost removal, and then like it benefits off that removal. It's like,
Yeah,
I
2
like
cost
how-
removal with a body that could potentially become like godlike. That's
Yeah,
really
I
strong.
like how instead of becoming the resonator, it's just a little bit stronger because it has the 400.
It gains it, yeah.
It can't really gain barrier though, since it can't target those guys, but which leaves it a little defenseless, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah. We'll see though.
How are you going to remove barrier call and
We'll
then
figure it out.
and gain that ability?
Next up, we have Artemis, the Goddess of Hunt. It's a 4-cost 10/10 stranger goddess with swiftness and first strike. You can pay 1 light, target entity your control gains barrier until end of turn. You can pay 1 light and 1 green. Resonators you control gain 2/2 till end of turn, or 2 light and a green to remove target resonator from the game. It's pretty solid for a stranger.
Yeah, this is on the more fair side of all the strangers.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
cool.
The thing I'm worried about is like Arla has, his whole wombo combo, and if he gets that off and like this is on the field, then you just get to like protect a bunch of stuff, and do a bunch of cool shit. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oscar. Hey.
Hey, I get another one. Blue Illusionary Heroes, 2 blue and a void, so 3 cost, 800 illusion, quick cast. If you have calmness, you may pay 1 void less to play this card. If you control a red illusionary hero, you may pay 1 blue less to play this card. Enter, if you have calmness, target resonator gains barrier and plus 400 defense until end turn, invert your ruler.
Okay, yeah. I see. Yeah.
That's pretty good too.
The quick cast is really nice, and being able to protect stuff. It's the way Reflect Frame is going to be so interesting, like seeing if you can correctly balance between like flipping your ruler, especially because like a lot of these cards force you to invert. So it's like if I don't want to have passion right now, or like if I don't want to have calmness and like I play this, then it automatically flips me into passion or calmness, whichever one I don't want. That's annoying. But
also, I like how they use the Reflect Refrain ruler as an excuse to just reuse art a whole bunch on the cards. Like, no, it's flavorful, I swear. It's
pretty cool though.
Yeah, not cool enough to be on 2 separate cards. Next up, Joey.
Faust, the Promising Warrior Stranger. He is a 5 cost with 1400, Stranger Warrior. Bane and Drain. Pay a black, put a promise counter on target resonator you control, play this ability only if this card is in your graveyard. Whenever a resonator with the promise counter on it is put into a graveyard from the field, put this card from your graveyard into the field.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty interesting. Also, okay.
Rezzers, Regalia puts stuff in the graveyard, so like that's where all of his, strangers are getting their best.
Well, yeah, like this in the graveyard with altar being ran, it's like you can put a counter on something and sack them to altar and automatically put it in.
Mm-hmm. It's nice too because like you can like put it on stuff that's getting removed anyways. Like if they target it with a thunder, you can throw that promise counter on them.
See, it's like a lot of these cool cards I'm seeing. Like I'm like, I want to see what that's like. Like I want to run that. I want to do that trick or something like that. But I'm gonna try to stick to Lena and see what she's like after all these new cards. But I definitely think a lot of this is like pretty cool little tricks they're doing.
Yeah, like I kind of want to stick to Reflector Frame, but then like Arla is really like dragging me in. Like, oh man, like all these like super insane like 1-cost guys, and on top of that, Arla gets to like buff a bunch of flying dudes. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Next up, we have Cathedral Arm Allah. It's a 2-cost addition. Enter, search your deck for an angel, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And then you can tap it to produce 2 will, a light and a green. Spend this will only to play angels.
Good, right?
Yeah, no, I think this is pretty solid. This combined with the Regalia, you're basically playing most angels for free.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What's a good 2-cost angel to play this with?
There's one coming up.
Okay. Like like I didn't really think about it too much before, but like this basically lets you search and then play that in like any 2-cost angel.
Yeah.
Your entire deck. That's crazy.
Oscar?
Gloria's Round Table. It's a 2-cost, a blue and a white addition. You may rest a recovered Excalibur you control rather than pay this card's cost. Enter, reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a Knight of the Round Table. Put that card into the field and the rest on the bottom of your deck in a random order. Whenever a Knight of the Round Table is put into a graveyard from the field, you may return this card to its owner's hand.
This is kind of interesting.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting search for...
Yeah. The downside is you probably just hit. There's a good chance you'll hit just like a I hit a Percival. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you hit something cool, it's kind of cool.
You could like purposely only put the best Knight of the Round Table and then just like hit this and be like, all right, here's my five cost Round Table guy. Although I don't think, are there any like really strong Knights of the Round Table that aren't in Stranger decks?
Colin plays Knights of the Round Table, you would know.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping.
Yeah, I'm blanking right now though. Is Joey looking it up?
Yeah, he's looking it up.
No, they all suck.
Yeah, they're okay. I
Lars,
wouldn't say they suck, but they're okay.
well, like Lars is the only even one that would be worth it, and he's like free cost. Oh wait, no, Lars is a 5 hero. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's
But
I was hoping Knights. And yeah, that kind of sucks.
Next up. Who's next?
Is that mine?
True.
I thought I did.
I was in the last one.
I was. Red Illusionary Dragon of Passion. 4 cost, 1,000 dragon, flying swiftness. If you have Passion, you may pay 2 less to play this card. And then you can tap a Void, rest a Void. If you have Passion, this card deals 400 damage to target Resonator, and this card gains plus 400, 0 until end of turn. Invert your ruler.
This is really good, I think.
Oh, yeah.
This is
I mean,
a 2-drop 10/10 with flying and swiftness.
10, yeah, swiftness flying. That's what I was about to say. It's pretty interesting.
And
Yeah.
becomes a 14 and peens something for 4. Yeah.
See, the thing about these cards is that I don't even know if it's going to be that difficult to like juggle between Passion and Calmness if you're just playing like a bunch of like value cards like this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
calm now, but I have a Red Illusionary Dragon of Passion.
I think the ruler is just determining which cards you're playing discounted. So it's kind of determining your playstyle for you rather than you playing that.
And then you can, if you get an awkward spot, you reset it up with your Regalia to flip it over to the other side.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And produce a will so that the dragon only costs 1 at the same time.
So the dragon costs plus, and you can pee stuff again. This card, this one's definitely good.
Next up, we have totally different blue Illusionary Dragon of Columnus, which looks like it is following the exact same format as the other 2 cards we saw. So this one's a 4-cost 10/10 with quick cast. Where have we seen that before with flying? If you have Calmness, you may pay 2 Void less to play this card. Pay 1 Void if you have Calmness, rest target entity, and this card gains plus 4 defense until end of turn. Invert your ruler.
To be fair, I think this card sucks. So.
Yeah, the other one's way better.
It's way less strong than the other dude.
Well, yeah, so is the blue Illusionary Knight, but the rest target entity is pretty good because it can rest J rulers, it can rest stones, Regalia editions, it can rest literally anything, which is kind of nice.
It can rest stones, right? It can't rest rulers, in case people were not here.
I was saying, like, it's interesting in a deck where it's like your things are so discounted, you're almost dumping them out. It's like with no draw power, you kind of fall out after a while. You know what I'm saying?
You have draw power.
Yeah,
What was the draw power?
When you hit Calmness, there was a bunch of draw power. There's draw power on the removal card. It was like remove target resonator or draw a card, I think.
Yeah,
There
there's
was
another one that's
power.
drop 2 cards or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like a decent amount of draw power in right? Like blue, he's blue, so he's gonna be drawing.
Oscar.
We'll go to the next one. What I was laughing at was I skipped ahead and I saw the GIF that's in the corner. I hope you can capture that, Colin. I hope you can capture this GIF.
It depends if I want to. It's literally, and it sucks because this card, like, the art's super awesome, but like visually at first glance, it straight up looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, kind of, because Yu-Gi-Oh loves their dragons. All right, go ahead, Oscar.
All right. We have Jabberwock, the Chaotic Disaster. It's a stranger. 3 cost, 1 black, 1 green, 1 white. 800, magical beast. Here we go. Enter.
Choose one.
Choose one. Your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. They reveal their hand and discard all cards with the same total cost that was the revealed card. Or, your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. They destroy all non-magic stone, non-jailer entities they control with the same total cost as the revealed card. Or, your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. Each player reveals their hand and discards all cards with the same total cost as the revealed card. Then, each player destroys all non-magic stone, non-jailer entities they control with the same total cost as the revealed card.
It's not that difficult, like, once you read it and drew it. But yeah, it's super annoying. I would really dislike playing against that. Like, having to read it.
Yeah. Like, and it's kind of like sort of fluff options. Like, I feel like it would have just been better just to give us, just enter and give us the third option. That's just what happens.
No, the third option is, like, one of the riskiest.
Yeah, that's why it makes it more balanced.
Yeah.
Huh? That's what makes cards balanced.
Like, it'd be a risk to play it. It's like you're really putting it all in rather than being like, hey, here's just 200% value.
We're so deep into these new spoilers from set 3 that seeing anything that it's remotely has a balancing mechanism is like whiplash for Joey. He's like, what?
Yeah.
You can't balance a card out. It has to be all OP or don't exist.
Card if I can only choose the third one.
You're thinking of it in terms of like, well, but if you saw, it'd be different if you just saw this card and it just had enter and it had that third ability, and you never saw this version of the card. I think you'd think it was perfectly fine.
No, I would be like, why is this a stranger and it hits myself and like this card sucks.
Because it's a dark deck. It doesn't care if it hits itself.
Imagine just having this like, hey, can you cancel my automatic ability? I'm about to play this card. Oh, you cool? You got the blue cancel? All right, I'm gonna play this real quick. Can you cancel that? Because I don't want to sort that out.
Joey?
I like this artwork.
I still think that was a cool effect though. Will the Wisp, 1 green, 1 white, quick cast 0/1000. Quick cast barrier, enter, draw a card. 0, return this card to its owner's hand.
That's funny.
Yeah. This is an old artwork from the original Valhalla, but I always liked the way it looked. Especially like I saw some gameplay where it's in the field and it looked just cool, this big old blob in the field.
Like this card?
Yeah, I think this is a fun card.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys think it's a good card then?
Yeah, I think it's good.
I think it's a good card.
I think that it's a good card to have because the other green-white card we saw, because one of your targets you're removing to gain all those keyword abilities that you're going to want. It has barrier. I think on its own, playing into the field, I don't know. I mean, a 2 cost with 1,000 attack that has barrier isn't too bad. You're blocking some hits, and you're drawing a card.
Anytime it's about to be destroyed, you just bounce it back to your hand for free.
If you want to.
Yeah, I was gonna say I doubt it's gonna be destroyed very easily. Barrier.
We'll see.
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of real investment to just draw a card, and then it just kind of sits there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think if you like journal it and you dump on your hand or you're just spending will, that's amazing. Because you just like pop it, and then bring it back and then pop it again. And then
yeah. Am I next?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Earthly Flash. It's a 2 cost chance sword art with quick cast. Choose one. Cancel target resonator spell with total cost 3 or less, or destroy target resonator with flying.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say cancel.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I don't agree.
All right, Oscar.
What? I think this card is awesome.
I think
It's a free cancel, so it's good. But yeah.
Even then, I don't think it'd be played too often. Next up, Heavenly Flash, which is a 4 cost 2 white 2 green sword art. As you play this card, you may rest any number of recovered resonators you control with flying. You pay 1 green and 1 white less to play this card for each resonator rest this way.
Or 1 white, 1 green, or 1 white.
To play resonators rest this way, and it says destroy all resonators without flying.
Okay.
This is actually like way more balanced than like a lot of the other like 4 pipes.
Mm-hmm.
cards.
Yeah.
Because
No, I think
yeah,
it's solid.
like Arlo is gonna like fund the field, but like these type of like free like convoke things, I feel like are fairly fair. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Joey?
Maybe it's probably super broken. Sigurd, the Covenant King. One red, one black, one green. 800. Zombie King. Play this card only from your graveyard. Zombies you control gain Bane. Enter, search your deck for a Darkness addition with total cost 2 or less, and put it into the field. Then shuffle your deck. So we're gonna like talk about the whole combo. Like
If you wanna briefly go over it, Oscar.
I forget, like, Joey, unless you remember, like, word for word how it worked to explain to people who don't know.
I don't know it. Word for word, but
You
I remember-
can go and search for Jean-Paul in the Force Will Global group. He made a video detailing it. But essentially, this card combined with Alter and inside of a Divinity deck that has the search mechanisms in it. Basically, turn 3 with 0 cards in your hand, you can create an infinite combo that once the combo goes off, you're
it's not infinite. But,
it's pseudo infinite. But it's
good.
essentially a guaranteed to win at turn 3, and
So-
there's nothing your opponent can do about it.
And the ultimate goal with what they're doing for the combo is a lot of enter abilities are triggering, which is causing your opponent to discard cards from their hand, and they'll essentially do it until your opponent has no cards in hand, and then going into their like draw phase, you can do it again to make sure whatever they drew gets discarded again.
Here, I'll just like give a really quick dirty rundown.
Jay, you're not going to do that.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
That's why I was trying to get Oscar to explain it.
Well, I forget the name of the cards, so that's kind of why I didn't want to do it. But you have a rune that searches for Darkness Resonate. You go search out this zombie dude, right? What's his name? Grabs a. See, this is why I didn't want to do it. 'Cause I'm already forgetting.
It's fine. Just look up the video, but
We're gonna link. You can link in description.
or if one of you guys know it, if you leave a comment below, that'd be helpful as well.
But you can look at it. You can see him kind of go into it, and then he kind of goes into the ins and outs of explaining it. In case you're watching, you're like, "Oh, I counter it this way." You can hear his reasoning behind it, and be like, "Oh, okay, I can't counter it that way."
Basically, and hopefully, Force Will comes out with a ban, which would be the first time I believe since. Or no, they've done one. No, I don't know.
They've done one.
They've done one. Technically, it was through Europe, I believe. But hopefully they come with a ban, because essentially it's a situation of like unless you're playing this combo, there's nothing that can beat it out, or there's really no reason to ever not play this combo in your deck or have a deck.
I agree with that 100%, but
There's nothing you can do about this combo. As soon as this combo's off, you've lost.
I'm saying if you play like aggro decks and you kill them before turn 3, that's the only way to like really get around this.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they're not going to just sit back and take it for 3 turns.
Yeah.
Assuming you can do 4,000 damage in well, it depends on what turn they are, because it could be in 2 turns you have to kill them, depending on the turn order. But
yeah,
no.
Mm-hmm.
Sans very weird specific situations is pretty much no reason to write anything else. But
I mean, do you like? I feel like even without any of those bans going in, this card's still going to be pretty insane.
oh yeah, definitely.
They could ban Alter, they could ban this card, they could ban, I don't know, Athenia.
Well, if they ban this card, then this card won't be insane.
Yeah.
By definition, you're like, this card's going to be insane no matter what. They could ban this card and it'd still be insane. I'm like,
It's going to be pretty insane though.
They'd be just sitting there in the shadows, being like, just wait.
I would argue that banning that card, it makes it the most insane. Because
it forced the company to do something.
If you ban, I'm just saying, think about it this way: if you ban Alter, this card's less insane. If you ban Athenia, this card's less insane. If you ban this card, it still exists, so it's the most insane it can be. You know.
Yeah. We'll be sure to ask it in that Q&A that Force was doing. Macaw Gates, Sujuro's Game of Dreams is a 4-cost chant mage art. Each player puts all resonators from their graveyard into the field, then each player banishes all resonators not put into the field this way.
Oh yeah, this card's super dumb too.
Yeah, this card's super insane. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where I said darkness doesn't care that it's putting stuff into the graveyard, stuff from the field, or your hand is just dumping into the graveyard. One of the reasons darkness doesn't care is because of this card. Like, you could do that card that does 1,000 to your opponent purposely to discard your hand and discard everything off your field for the express purpose of playing this to put everything in the field, re-trigger enter abilities of stuff that was already on the field and all that good stuff, and clear your opponent's field potentially if they have nothing in their graveyard. Especially, this is a green-black deck. Is it? What color has the one that removes cards in the graveyard? I forget. But if that's in this color, you could potentially run that and hit your opponent with that, so they literally have nothing to physically put in the field, and then you essentially can just close out the game after that for 2 will. 2 will is what this costs. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Kind of a little trick thing. I also like Macaw Gay on a lot more cards, is what I was going to say.
Yeah. People are saying Living Death. I guess it's a magic card that is literally identical to this. This is like, I've noticed there's quite a few cards that have come out recently that people keep saying are just copy paste from Magic, including the stone theme from Ghost in the Shell. So I think the designers are like, ooh boy.
I think it's always been like that. There's always been cards in the sets where you pointed out and it was a magic card.
It's a combination of, I think there's more this time around, and it's also way more obvious because it's such a small amount of actual new cards we're getting that it's weird. It weirdly stands out that with these cards, when it's like, well, you have so many or so few cards you have to make. Yeah. Like change it up a bit, dude. Add a different effect into it, just to change up the sentence a little bit or something.
Yeah, like I feel like when Forceful started and like when we were playing, it was very like, this card's for Magic, or like this card's very similar to like Magic, and then I feel like it kind of got into this like area of like, wow, like those are pretty interesting like new stuff, like the mana counters and like Fox and like those were a lot of like really new cool stuff, and Tigris and runes and stuff, and then it's now it's kind of coming back to like, oh yeah.
I looked up the card for you, Colin. It was Athenia, deity of harvest and corruption, who has the ability to remove your opponent's graveyard from the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it is darkness.
Black green, so it's like they're running that already.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think they're already running that anyways for that combo, also. But yeah, Oscar. Oh, this is nice art.
Yeah, I like this one. Milcel, right?
Yeah.
The Clairvoyant Guy. It's 4 cost, 2 red, 2 blue, 10/10, human/wizard. You need to pay 1 void less to play Mage Arts. If you don't control Milcel, the Clairvoyant Guide, and your ruler is Reflect or Refrain, you may pay 2 red and a blue, or 1 red and 2 blue less to play this card. If this card was played this way, it enters a field with a guide counter on it. This card cannot attack as long as there is a guide counter on it.
This card's awesome. This is like one of my really cool new cards that I want to play. Like, it's not even that good in Reflect Refrain because I think almost all of their Mage Arts are like don't really have void costs. So it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Shahrazad does, but yeah, but still pretty interesting.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty solid. Yeah. I just want the full art of it.
Joey.
Butterfly Effect. One red, 1 blue, quick cast, Mage Art. If you have Passion, this card gains this card deals damage target resonator your controls chosen at random. If you have Calmness, this card gains return target non-magic non-jailer entity to its owner's hand. Draw.
It's all right. Well, I guess it's a free bounce, which isn't too bad. The random thing is kind of weird, though.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Especially since the second ability isn't random and you draw a card on top of it.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Next up, we have Macaw Gay Raya. It's a 1-cost 4/4 vampire with quick cast and flying. Enter. Search your deck for a darkness card and put it into your graveyard, then shuffle your deck. Vampires you control gain Drain, so she has Drain also. Whenever this card is banished as an additional cost of a Mage Art, or by an effect of a Mage Art, put this card from your graveyard into your hand. So this card's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about the red-black card that you are talking about doing 1,000? If this is one of the discarded cards.
Yep.
As a result of that.
It bounces back to your hand, yeah. Yeah, and then you get to put it into the field and search your deck for darkness and put it into the graveyard before you play that 4-cost to chunk everything back into the field. And she's got flying, and just as Resonate on her own, she's a 1-drop 4/4 with quick cast, flying, and drain. That's super good.
Oh yeah, she's pretty broken.
That is pretty good.
Oscar.
And the last one here, I think this is the promo card as well for pre-release, but Scheherazade, the Teller of Heroic Epics, the 2-cost blue-red, 700/700 Wanderer with Barrier Chant. As long as your ruler is Reflect or Refrain, you gain Passion and Calmness.
What?
Enter, put a story counter on this card. If this card was awakened, put 5 story counters on it instead. Remove a story counter from this card. Look at a card from your Stranger deck at random. Okay, that's weird, confusing. You may play it by paying its cost. And it has an awakening of Rest or Recovered Regalia you control.
What's the awakening?
The awakening is to tap your Regalia.
But
Oh,
what?
You tap your Regalia and you pay Scheherazade. So it's almost like paying 4 for her. What do you think about it?
Wait, but awakening's optional.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I'm playing this and I'm awakening it, and the awakening cost is resting Regalia.
Yeah, but
Or-
what are you getting for the awakening?
5 story counters?
Story counters instead of 2.
Oh, if this card was awakened. Okay.
It's 5 instead of 1, not 5 instead of 2.
Okay. It's just so the layout is okay. So that's
I
kind
have
of
to do this
crazy.
Yeah, this is super strong.
Mhm.
Mainly because you gain passion and calmness, and that reduces like costs for a lot of cards.
That makes
by-
cards
by-
free, doesn't it?
like 1 or 2 of them at least. I feel like are pretty free.
Or as close as you can get to free.
Yeah. Like if you played what's her name? Like for example, if you played Milcel for like 1 cost, and you play this card for 2 cost, then that makes that 5 cost chant free. Because it reduces it by 1, and then Passion and Calmness reduces it by 2, the 2 of each.
Cool.
I don't know what that card does, but pretty crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. I had never seen this card.
Yeah, I hadn't either. And I'm like rethinking a lot of the Reflect Refrain cards. Because like the Illusionary Hero ones, like those are always 1 cost now with that card in the field.
So it's between Passion and Calmness. If you did what I said and you played Milcel and then you played that card, it would be free. If you have Passion, you would remove target resident from the game or residents you control gain +6/0 until end of turn. If you have Calmness, you would pay, it'd be free, and then you put target non-magic show non-Jares energy down the bottom of the deck or draw a card. So you could potentially play Milcel, play that card, and then play this card for free and move and
Mm-hmm.
two target things per game.
I mean, specific bodies to have, or specific body to have in the field. Yeah, bodies to have in the field, but it's not bad. I mean, it makes it look better for Refractor Frame now than it did before.
What?
Yeah.
Makes it look better for Refractor Frame than it did before.
Oh yeah.
That's all we have for now. There's again the leaked photos, but I think that was quite a few to go in for in this one. This will come out in 2 or 3 more days. The whole set's out. But make sure to check out our box opening that we do from Happy Little Hut Factory. Make sure to check it out. We're also going to do a cool seal thing. We got quite a few people associated with that. So kind of nailing one more down, but we'll see what happens. But that'll be a cool video series that releases over the next few weeks as well. Yeah.
Awesome. See you guys next time.